Oh my.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim. Today's show is brand new. We have a new title for the previous Monday till Midnight show. It's now The Horror Cafe, and we are starting out this week with just casual conversation and some channel news. Channel news. Hey, Pam. On the way. Very good. Very good. Very excited to share some of the news as things come up. So, yeah, actually, while we wait, let me get a soda. Echo. How you doing, Echo? I am grabbing a Pepsi. I hope you're doing well. Oh, hello. Echo just had a video show up on the feed just a little while ago. The where is it? Well, I just watched it, so maybe. Huh. When I take naps during the day, I lose kind of my frame of time because I queue things up in the Zombie 4 After Death. I was looking for the link. I was looking for it in my notifications. But what I do is I queue up so many videos that I lose track of how long they've been. I always try to watch everybody's videos within like the first 24 hours to just try to, you know, support the stuff. I did not leave a comment though, but it looks like you had some good interactions going on. Those old Italian films are interesting. A special one uploading it tonight. It will be non-horror about a movie with Mary Poppins and her Boba, Boba, or Booba. I have some non-horror related channel news that I'll be sharing in a little while. I see 9 people lurking, watching in the background there. That's kind of cool. Hit the like button. There's a pinned comment. Interweb Kaiju. That's, yeah. There was a clown here Saturday, so stay tuned because there's definitely some news coming that you in particular are going to be interested in. And I also found Glorious on Shudder. but I didn't watch it. But I did make this, so I may have that coming soon. Topless Julie Andrews. Interesting. Interesting for sure. Um, I want to let me see if I can find. Hey, Mr. Dan, welcome to the stream. So this is what Interweb Kaji was talking about. This was Saturday night's somewhat impromptu stream. Uh, I do normally work on Saturdays. I did just finish watching a movie on Shudder called Raven's Hollow. I'm on like a Shudder binge, I think. Raven's Hollow is like a Edgar Allan Poe themed movie. It was okay. I'm not sure how my review is going to go on that. I've been trying to watch movies and wait a little bit for things to kind of sink in because I think I'm being really harsh on some movies because I'm doing a reaction too soon after watching it. But yeah, we've got Pam on the way. She's going to do a review for American Mary. And yeah, like I said, there's some big channel news. We'll see if we can hold off. I'm very excited about it. So um, I want to. Oh, you know what else in the web kaiju? I found Slenderman on Steam. And I wrote that down for next week's game stream on the 19th. Because next Sunday, the 12th, is the Oscars, and we're doing the watch along for that. So I'm going to mention every once in a while there's pinned comments. There's a pinned comment that is has two links in it to my two other channels. And I'll explain more about that as more pop in. I'm still thinking about a topless Julie Andrews. You know what I gotta do? I gotta turn off my big screen TV. There we go. You see that glare that was just right there? I leave my TV on while I'm streaming, and sometimes that's a not such a good thing. So yeah, Saturday we did a all clown stream, and it was to not promote but to celebrate, I guess, the banner. We're over 2.6K subs, over 1,000. God damn it! I see I spelled uploads wrong. I spelled so badly on this thing. Uploads. Loads is Load. There we go. We learned it a few days ago and found it on DVD, so I picked it up just to own it. All right. Well, that'll be interesting for sure. Yeah. So the horror versus non-horror content, it's a struggle. So like my channel, my intention was to be strictly horror and paranormal because that's how we started, was as a paranormal ghost hunting channel that kind of morphed into needing more content. So we did horror. Um, and lately, I've been just drifting into other areas, other avenues. So had to make some tough decisions that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So share out the stream because the news is exciting for me. I don't know about the rest of you, but there is potential opportunity for growth for everyone. Um, let's see. What I think doing non-horror is good for me because I run out jokes at times to use during horror movies. Yeah. I'm not against broadening your menu, so to speak. You know, if your channel is like a restaurant and horror is your main course, there's always appetizers and other desserts and goodies. Um, so I'm taking a different route though. I really want to talk about it, but I promised that I would wait. Oh, Pam's here. Let me get the old headphones on. I have to buy some new headphones. Look at how ratty these are getting. It's disgusting. I gotta get some new headphones. I'd also like to wait for. Hello, Pam.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. Um, I'm tired because I've had trouble sleeping on these days off because I had the extra day at the beginning of my normal weekend,
Yeah.
and there's so many things happening. So many things. Well, you saw the Cracky live stream, Cracky the
I
Clown,
did. I did.
and so there's more news coming with Cracky.
Yeah.
I made some investments in new material because I was not happy with that look.
Yeah.
Um, for those who don't remember, that was a very quick put together look with what for what was available at Party City,
Yeah.
but I just did not like it. And I've mentioned it before. I used to have a Cracky the Clown is not like a new thing. Cracky the Clown is like a 30-year-old character that I've done.
Yeah.
And when I did my cable access TV shows back in the 90s, that was a character that was on the show and then spun off into its own show with the guy that did the show with me. He also had a clown character and a mime character, and he did
Oh,
puppetry.
wow.
So we had Bobo the mime, Cracky the clown, which was me, Yuki the clown, which was my friend.
Oh, wow.
He also was a puppeteer, and he had a puppet that was kind of almost like a Muppet looking puppet.
Yeah.
And his name was Henry de Papay. He was a French puppet. Uh,
Oh, that sounds
we had a
cool.
Chia Pet. That was a
Could we
character.
could we view it here?
Can you view it here?
Could we have when you were doing it, it was viewed here?
If you
Local?
lived in Webster, New York, and then it also, so we did the live show on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock in Webster, New York. And
Oh.
then the following week would be the taped version in Irondequoit.
Oh,
So
wow.
Irondequoit Public Access also
Yeah.
showed our show. So it was in both
That's cool.
cities. They can, even though Webster at the time was a town, but I think now I forget how what determines like if it's population or what.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, those were fun days. So
That's so cool.
the news that I have to share kind of is going to be similar to some of that. It's going to affect this channel a little bit, but not too drastically. It's going to get now its dark streamlined back into horror focus, and some of this non-horror stuff's going to kind of fade off the channel, but it's not going away. And if you look in my pinned comment in the live chat, there's 2 links to 2 other channels that I have had for quite a long time, actually. I'm just repurposing them. I'm rebranding them. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to wait till Hobbs comes into chat if he's able to. I know
Yeah.
he's been working his ass off.
So how was shopping today? Did you find anything interesting?
Oh my goodness, we did. We did. Um, so
Do tell.
um, I don't know where I put. I my main. I'm so sorry. I have a chair on wheels, and I was on my cord, so it was making my headphones pull this way a little bit. I was looking for food for myself and cat food and just like basics, deodorant, toothpaste, bread, butter, just the basic stuff. But Bailey, she just was scoring toys left and right. She collects the Squishmallows.
Mm-hmm.
She has a huge collection that probably rivals my Funko Pops. Like, and Squishmallows come in so many different um, later, so many different sizes that it's interesting. Um, so she found a lot of cool stuff. She found a birthday gift for Mitchell, so that was cool. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I got to see some old coworkers.
Oh,
So that was cool because we
yeah.
shop at the Webster Walmart.
Yeah. I like that whole plaza. I like the Goodwill out there. I like the pool at the Webster Schrader School you can go to in the summertime. I like it. You got Red Robin,
Yeah, Red Robin. I might be going to Red Robin
Pizzeria Uno. Those, yeah, it's
because I'm part of their little members perk thing.
hmm.
So Echo had to leave. Hobbs popped in to say, "Enjoy the stream, everyone." He will have to watch the replay or just listen here as I'm working over. Yeah, I know he's been telling me about the different. They have like a mandatory overtime at his job situation that pops up, and then he's just mentioning how the weather related issues uh, are affecting that. So it's been a milder day today. I've been happy about that.
Mm-hmm. The weather, yeah. Although we're supposed to get a little bit more snow, a little bit more cold for a little bit here this week. It says don't look forward to any
Yeah, I see that in the
exciting
forecast.
days.
I just can't. I'm not a big fan of spring, but I am ready just to not have the snow. And it's funny because I think last week's stream I may have said something in effect of having not had to shovel this year. Well, then I jinxed myself, and I did finally just have to shovel. Um, so I'm gonna let me do my announcement because
Yes,
you don't know it yet.
yes.
And since kind of the primary audience that I wanted to talk about with it doesn't seem to be available tonight, so I'm just going to go ahead and share the news. Um, it was a conversation that I had with Hobbs Horror, actually, and it kind of spawned into like this. we were chatting after the live stream I did on Saturday night with the Crack of the Clown,
Mhm.
and he's kind of an instigator while being a big support, and we just got chatting, and it just led into this weird kind of like, oh, Cracky, you got to do more clown,
Oh yeah.
and he could take over the whole channel and everything, and I was like, well, it's funny that you say that because when I did my old TV show, that's kind of what happened with Cracky. He was a character that ended up getting his own show. So before I started Now It's Dark, I have had other channels. I had a channel called the JLA Member Channel, which was kind of
Mhm.
a gaming channel. It was family channel and challenges and gaming. And then while I did that channel, because that was really kind of family friendly, I did a second channel. Looks like um, we're losing Mr. Dan too. Okay. Well, I think I had mentioned earlier that this was probably going to be more of just a conversation between you and I, Pam, and that's
Mhm.
everybody's bailing out. Um, so I don't even know where. Oh, so while I was doing the JLA member channel, I had
Yeah, yeah.
created a second, more adult themed channel called JLA After Dark, and that was over the top profanity, nudity, like anything. I was definitely pushing the limits with what was allowed on YouTube. And that channel got like close to 3,000 subscribers in a very short amount of time. So when my at the time friend John approached me about doing more paranormal stuff on my YouTube channel, that conversation led to creating this channel instead. So those other two channels, the JLA member channel had 1.3K subscribers, and the JLA After Dark had 2.8K, 2,800 subscribers. So I just stopped. I abandoned those and started this channel. But those other two channels still exist.
Right. I was going to ask you, can you ever go back to
I
those?
can, and not can, but I am going back. So what's going to happen is I've been integrating into the horror channel too much, in my opinion, for me. Other people probably don't care. But for
Mhm.
me, I do too much of the superhero gaming, and
Mhm.
I'm doing too much of the non horror related stuff. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to do it on the other channel, the JLA
Mhm.
member channel. And I, let's see. Um,
Okay.
is it showing? Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, so there's the JLA member channel. So that's going to be where um,
Yeah.
we can see all my gaming
Your
and
unboxings
that
and
kind of stuff will
reviews.
be there.
Yeah.
And then for Cracky the Clown, Cracky's going to have his own channel now. I'm trying to share it. Hold on. Share the stream. Um,
Will Cracky be PG?
Cracky will, for the most part, be PG. Yeah, because that was always the intent.
Oh, look at that.
Um,
I like it.
so
I
what
like
I've done is I've ordered new makeup, wig, and costume so that I can look more like my original
it.
Cracky.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I don't have is the voice. So I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to. I can't reproduce the voice I used to do for Cracky the Clown. So the cool thing about this, I don't know if you can see it, but because I'm rebranding, it's got 2.86. So Cracky the Clown channel starts off automatically with 2.86 subscribers, which is more than I have on this channel now. It's dark. So Cracky the Clown, once I get watch hours, has
Mm-hmm.
the potential to be the next channel I could
No, it's dark.
potentially get
Yeah.
monetized on.
Oh,
So
wow.
that is kind of
Cool.
exciting. So
Yeah.
I used to organize the Now It's Dark channel with this
Calendar.
calendar. Well, if I'm going to be going to doing 3 channels now, I had to buy a new calendar. I had to get a bigger one. So
Yeah.
I'm in the process now of converting the old channels to start um,
Did you put
uploading.
did you put what days you're gonna sleep on there?
Yeah, so that's the thing. A lot of what I'm already doing is
You gotta get sleep too.
it, well, the thing is, like, I'm not really going to have to do much more. It's
Okay.
just not going to be so. Like when I'm doing the game streams,
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
won't do it on this channel. I'll do it on the other one.
Okay.
So, and when I'm doing, so there's potential to be doing more things. Like there's times when I watch um, superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a movie review for them, but I don't because it doesn't fit the horror channel.
Right.
So now, like when I watch the next Shazam movie or the Flash movie, I'll do reviews for those now, but I'll post them on the other channel.
Okay.
And on the Now It's Dark channel, I do that Saturday Morning Circus where I do the clown movie reviews.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to go to the Cracky channel. So
I got
I
it.
would be doing them anyways. It's just going to upload on a different channel.
Okay.
So, like with the clown channel, Cracky the Clown. Oh, and you know, at the beginning of every one of my videos, I have that little intro, row 18, plot 20.
Yes.
So that'll be on all 3 channels because
Good.
that's my
I like it.
production. That's my Make Believe production company tag,
Yes.
and
Yes.
my end credit scene with the links for other videos to watch, and it's got the Tiny Tim song. That's going to be at the end of every video on all 3 channels. So for the what's going to happen is the stuff that I do unboxings for that's non-horror related will go to the
Mhm.
JLA member channel. And for the clown stuff, I'm gonna do a thing called Cracky Karaoke, where I'll do
Oh.
like karaoke with the Cracky outfit on.
Yeah.
I'll do those clown movie reviews, the horror ones, but then I can also do non-horror clown movie reviews. Um,
I like it.
I'll do. So what I was also thinking of doing is one of the Mondays a month, instead of us doing all 4 Mondays on this channel, the fourth Monday of every month I'll do live as Cracky on the other channel. So
Mm-hmm.
I haven't ironed out all the details yet, but and then all the gaming streams, even the horror games, I'll just do them on the other channel. So I just feel like it's a waste to have 2,868 subscribers on a channel that I'm not using.
Yes.
Right.
You can.
Yes.
They can subscribe to your other channels, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna move the horror clown movie reviews to Cracky the Clown,
Yeah.
and I'll be doing them as Cracky the Clown.
Yes.
So like Cracky the Clown, I don't think that there will be very many times when you would see me out of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what that does to current subscribers of this channel, and I was hoping for a larger audience, hopefully people will do a replay or spread the words. Right. Um, and it's gonna take a month probably to integrate. I'm thinking that by the April, hopefully during my vacation during that first week of April is when I can
Mm-hmm.
get this. I've already got things filmed that I haven't uploaded to this channel yet that I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
redirect to the other two channels. Okay, so like the benefit to subscribers of this channel is that if they come to live streams on those other channels,
Mm-hmm.
I've already got almost 3,000 subscribers on the Cracky channel that aren't the subscribers to this channel.
Right.
So they will have a whole new audience, hopefully, in theory, to interact with and cross
Yeah.
network
Yes.
and things. And
Yes.
then the same
Yeah.
thing with the JLA member channel. I have
Yes.
1.3, I have 1,358 subscribers on the JLA member channel.
Oh yeah.
And those people will probably, once they see me start uploading again, I'm
Mm-hmm.
more confident that those subscribers to that old channel will begin interacting because I did that channel for quite a long time. Um, so if people from Now It's Dark follow over there,
Yeah.
they could potentially interact with another group of people and also increase their subscribers.
Yeah.
Good networking thing. Um, that's my thought, but I don't know. I I I think it's going to be a challenge, but
Yeah.
this is the kind of stuff that keeps me motivated to doing. Like I like the whole process of scheduling out
Yeah.
my videos and my 2 days off a week where I barely sleep because I'm watching so many movies to do uploads. So, because currently for several months on Now It's Dark, I've had at least one video a day, and on
Uh-huh.
my days off, two live streams minimum. And I've been doing that for quite a while. So,
Mm-hmm.
what'll end up happening on Now Is Dark, there probably will be days where I don't have any uploads, which is fine because they'll just be on the other channel.
Mm-hmm. I like
And
this is
I
nice.
tried to reach out a while ago to some other clowns
Mm-hmm.
that I was trying to schedule like live interviews on this channel. So one of them did actually today um, reply. So I
Do they have
hopefully
to audition?
no, because I've it's clowns that I follow on like Instagram and TikTok, and they're all like
Yes.
these hot clown chicks.
Oh,
Yeah, so like Clown Kink.
that's nice.
So
Oh,
one of them actually replied. So there
in the
will be
water.
some fun stuff going on there. So I'm gonna like be talking about this a lot because I'm gonna try to get the word spread out throughout before because what's gonna end up happening is like Interweb Kaiju um, posts a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he sees a comment from a channel called JLA member and he's not familiar with who that is. So he just kind of like reads the comment and moves on. Cracky the Clown leaves a comment. So I don't want them to think that they're trolls or that they are just random channels. Like I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
try to spread the word. So what also could happen is I'm going to have three active channels. Somebody like Mr. Dan and Horror who was in chat or Ecosero, at Kaiju, um, you know, if they subscribe to those two channels, they're going to get subscribes back so they could pick
Right.
up more subscribers
Yeah.
on their main channels. Um, let's see. I saw a Cracky comment on Hobbs' last video. I clicked and I was already subbed. Okay, yeah. So because it used to be the JLA After Dark, so like I'm just kind of like repurposing. It's like um, I'm a store
Mm-hmm.
franchising out. I found an abandoned location that I just took the sign down and put a new sign up. And now I'm
Right.
putting merchandise in there slowly. And so it's just like, I don't know, it's a natural progression for me. I had a
Yeah.
conversation with it with Bailey because even though she struggles with speaking freely, she's afraid of, like, I think hurting my feelings sometimes, or she doesn't know like how I'm going to react because of my
Mm-hmm.
depression, which randomly hits out of nowhere sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I brought up the idea to her today while we were out shopping. We went to breakfast first, and over breakfast, I told her this wild idea because it literally just happened, and because I wasn't planning on doing this, um, she thought it was a good idea, and she said that I definitely am the type that could manage the three channels because I was already doing two before,
Yeah.
um, and it's really basically the same amount of work. So you will have to make sure you're subscribed to those other two channels.
Yes, I know I am JLA.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and then Cracky.
Definitely. And see, I
So
I wasn't aware of him. So
right,
now,
I know this is
yes,
all new.
yes.
This is all crazy
Yeah.
new, and it's happening
Yeah.
very fast. So whatever level of involvement you want to have with those other two channels, you're
And
more than welcome.
and that
You
is some
definitely
work
have a
too.
home
It's gonna be
here at Now
awesome.
It's Dark. So this is where you are
Yes.
beloved by the fans, by the masses. So
Do you
what I do?
know?
Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You ever think about like um taking Cracky on location? You see the guy who dresses as the Grinch and he goes to all the Walmarts all over the US.
Yeah, yep. And he dances with the vacuum cleaner. Hi,
Yeah.
hi, hey, hey, Mr. Bones.
Or
So,
well, yeah.
so the
Or
Bogman
yeah.
is going to be moving channels. Crazy Clown Boglin's going to go to the Cracky channel because it's a clown,
Right.
and the giant
Okay.
Snickers bar,
Yeah.
the Kaiju Snickers, is going to be going to the clown channel. I decided Snickers is going to become, in some fashion, a character. I'm not eating this. I can't now because it's going to become its own character on Crack's channel.
Look, I was looking like I couldn't have that around. I don't have a sweet tooth, but that I'd be cutting off a little piece here and there and here and there. I'd probably like through a movie or two. Oh, it looks like so tempting, Jim.
I Yeah, it's funny that you say that, Casey, because that's exactly kind of where I was going with that, because that was the
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff that we used to do on the show. So I guess I think the best way to describe what the Cracky channel is going to be like is the adult Pee Wee Herman show, like not the kids TV show, even though
Mm-hmm.
that had a lot of adult jokes that kind of
Yeah.
flew under the
Yeah.
radar. But
Yeah.
you ever saw like the HBO Pee Wee Herman show, where
Yes.
it was like general audience, kids could watch it, and it was probably stuff that would go over their heads. But
Yes.
yeah, kind of like that, and it's going to be a in character channel, so it's not going to be. That's why I have to find my voice. Like that's going to be the holdup with the Cracky channel, is getting things lined up for the voice. So that's going to be like an in character channel where I'm going to always be in Cracky character. So it's going to test my acting ability, my thespianism. That I'm a thespian. I don't know. I don't know what the word is. I
I'm
think I'm.
excited. I think I'm excited. It sounds cool.
Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit. Like I said, I have some stuff that I can re-edit a little bit, and so stuff will start happening on the JLA member channel probably relatively quickly. So like if I
Yeah.
decide to go live at any time,
Mm-hmm.
um, to do a gaming stream, I'm gonna
What
do
if
it over there.
you
The-
might find your voice if you put everything on and you are cracky and like close your eyes for a little bit
yeah. Well, I have
and
video. We
then
have.
look at yourself. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I just
And
have
look
to
at
watch
yourself. Yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah.
Um, or I just may have to change the voice. I might have to just change the voice
How
because
long ago?
that
You
voice
said
was pretty
90s?
strain. It was a strain on my throat.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna end up doing, like the wrestling, is gonna go to
Hmm.
the JLA member channel because I used to do wrestling watch-alongs all the time on that channel. So what's gonna happen is we are doing on this channel WrestleMania night 1 and 2.
Hmm.
Going to stay on this channel, but after that, anything wrestling related is going to be on the other channel. You and I are doing the Oscar watch along next week, actually,
Yes, I must do my hair.
and that will stay on this channel. But in the future, anything like that, unless it's a horror related award show, it's going to go on the other channel. So so you could still co-host things like that with me. It just may not be on this channel.
On
If
the
it's
same
not
channel.
horror,
Okay.
it's probably not going to be on this channel. So I'm excited to try the cracky karaoke. I think that's going to be a super fun. That's okay.
It is.
If Pam watches a clown horror movie, that could show up on this channel, and it would go under her playlist, Pamela's movie reviews. So if Pam did a movie review as Pam, as Pamela. Now, if she got cuckoo for
Hmm.
Cocoa Puffs and put clown stuff on and
Oh
did a
yeah.
clown movie review, that could make it onto the Cracky channel.
When
Um,
I was trying to say, when I did a picture for you, I did the those filters,
yeah.
and that's what I was, and I was like bluish greenish, and I that's what I was.
Okay.
I
Where do you
I was
find?
going to ask you if I could do my reviews with her face
Yeah,
when I sent the picture, and I go,
but that
I
wasn't
don't
a clown,
know,
was it?
huh?
That wasn't a clown, was it? That was just.
No, she just like with the hair. I just felt like
Yeah, you
like
can definitely do reviews with a filter. That would be
yeah.
fun.
And Taryn goes, I don't know if you can use them on YouTube. I don't know if they
Yeah,
have
I don't
them.
know either. Maybe if you filmed your
Right,
review ahead of
right,
time
right. That's what. Yeah,
and we found a way to
yeah. Because I said it would probably look. It would be even more interesting, a little more spooky. Um, you know,
yeah.
versus my face. I know my face can be spooky too. But
I'm gonna try to find I want to try to find the clown that responded. Her name is Clussy.
oh,
Clussy the clown. So
I won't.
this is the clown. Oh my god, I turned my phone off.
Oh, I'm gonna look her up.
All right, here she
Clussy with a K,
with a C.
with a C.
There she is. That is Clussy. Let's see if we can find. She's the one that replied so far.
Hmm. Let's see.
Let me see if I can share the screen. How can I do this?
When I look her up, it says,
Let me make sure I don't have any weird porno stuff on.
I see she's on TikTok. Yes.
Uh,
She's
so
got
this is
1.7 million followers.
yeah. She's
Yeah.
all right. Let me. All right. Is it showing? Yeah. So there she is. That's Clussy Clown.
Oh.
Um, so I'm absolutely excited to interview this.
Yes, little dandelion there.
She's she's
Look at her.
got a lot going on
Little
that I
flower,
love.
yeah.
She's a cutie.
She is.
I love her makeup and her nose. I mean, aside from that
Yes. All the other things there.
there's all the other things, but this could be a very
She's
fun.
very photogenic.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she doesn't mind that I just advertised for her, but 18 plus and clown school dropout, just trying to put gas in a very small clown car. I, I think that's fun. So let's.
It's real. Clown college is real. I did performing arts in school, and I was a mime, and I did it with a student, Alex Walker, and we did this together. And I just knew after that that's what I was going to be. Yep. And then I became a hairstylist. So
Yeah. So
this is awesome, Jim. She is so cute.
she is. So, but the timing is weird. Like I had, yeah, she would be in costume, Casey. So what will end up happening
This is
is
awesome.
that interview when it happens. Uh, so we've communicated a few times. So I put out these blanket requests several times. Hobbs Horror can tell you that I've been trying so hard to get a clown girl like that on the
Yeah.
channel for so long, but then I gave up. And then this idea to kind of branch off into my other two channels and have this, I call it the threesome. I'm going to have my channel threesome. I've got my JLA member, which is the OG channel. That's my original, like 16-year-old channel. And then I've got the Cracky channel and this one. I may have a few other channels out there somewhere too, but those are just trolls.
Yeah.
It is Channel Centipede, exactly. So what'll end up happening now is that her interview, I'll have to figure out um, how I want to do it because I have a bigger audience right now on this channel, obviously, but um, I her interview would fit on the other channel. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be one of those interviews that I do here and then edit and post on the other channel. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure. I'll have to figure that out, but man, I hope it comes I hope it works out. I hope it works out. So anyway, so let's change topic. I feel like nobody wants to hear a full hour of my exciting channel life.
Could you
Um,
imagine though, Jim, going to like Nevada and they have like a bunny ranch full of clussies, like all different,
yeah, I would
like ultimate bucket list vacation
I would need
cocaine.
hydration, and I would have to open a line of credit. So just before we switch clown topic, I did a scratch off card literally right before. Um, and look at the scratch off card. Look at the word that it has right in there. See it right in the middle, clown.
Oh yeah.
And this was a $50 winner card that I scratched minutes before. Um,
All right. You said $50?
yeah, I won 50
That's
bucks on that
awesome.
$50
That's
card.
awesome. That is
Hobbs has
awesome.
sent me the same messages. If he wants to ask about garbage plates again, he can in person. Pam, I have a question for you that's horror related
Yes.
because you've watched the Rob Zombie horror Halloween movies.
Yes.
So at the end of Halloween 2, help me out because Pluto has been playing the Rob Zombie Halloween movies, and
Mm-hmm.
I caught the beginning of the first Halloween movie for Rob Zombie. And I don't know why, but it felt very fresh to me. I hadn't watched it, I guess, in a while.
Right. Yeah.
I was very involved in it, where it's Michael. It's first showing the his mother. It's that breakfast scene where you meet the
Oh, the
mother's
boyfriend.
boyfriend, and he
Mm-hmm.
can't,
The baby.
eating,
Mm-hmm.
and Sherry Moon Zombie's making eggs,
He's
and
got his arm in the
the
cast. Yeah.
baby, and then the older sister comes down in her little tight shorts and gets the box of cereal, and he gets pervy with her, and then
Mm-hmm.
she has to go up and get Michael. And then this is not a spoiler, I don't imagine, because everyone seems to know the Halloween story, even if they haven't seen the Rob Zombie. But anyways, Michael kills her, the older sister,
Mm-hmm.
and then the whole story happens. But at the end of part 2 of the Rob Zombie, there's a lot of ghost imagery because his mother kills herself off camera, right? Or does she do it on camera? I don't know. But at any rate, she's
After a
committed
visit.
suicide,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of is pushing adult Michael through ghost head visions,
Visions.
right?
Yep.
And she's pushing him. And there's also the younger Michael in that fantasy ghost imagery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are trying to get Lori and kill her, I guess, to be able to join them so their family is
Family
complete.
together. Yes. Yep.
Where was the older sister, though? Like, she was dead. Was she
Remember when she left the baby in the bathroom, but
okay?
not in this, not in the Rob Zombie version.
So, but in the Rob Zombie, is she like
Oh no.
not a part of that ghost family? I don't know how to describe the ghost part, but like in Michael's head, he's got his mother and his younger self and the white horse.
Right. Right. Right.
Where was the older sister, though? So did he not consider her part of the family? Was he so mad at her for not taking him out trick or treating that he blocked her in the afterlife? Or
But he killed her, but no one else in that scene was someone he killed. He didn't kill his mom, and he hadn't killed his sister. So those were those weren't victims. His
okay,
sister was. So yeah,
so
you're right. Like yeah,
he didn't think of her in that manner.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Uh, so I had one other thing that I wanted to show as well.
His sister, like when, and he loved her too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a little laggy there.
He canceled her right out of that one. You're right.
So I talk about shorts a lot on the channel, about doing shorts and how much they can impact your channel. So I did a short in January, January 25th, and it's gotten 70,000 plus views, and I've picked up 53 subscribers from it. So, and it's just a scratch off. It's just a random scratch off that happened to have the right title. It was titled Big Money, No Whammies. And
Yeah.
I think what happened was that the no whammies part got a lot of attention. So it's like my highest viewed anything in a long time. But like, if people are like, how is Jim getting subscribers so fast? it's the shorts. Like I got
Mhm.
53 subscribers since January with just this one 24-second short. So people that are resisting doing shorts, I don't know.
Now, how when you do shorts,
Yeah.
because that comes up not just on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it comes up just on YouTube.
Okay. So okay, I'm getting
It's like
shorts mixed up
YouTube.
with reels. So,
Reels is
but
Instagram, TikTok is TikTok,
okay.
and
So when someone is on YouTube, they
yes,
don't have to be on your channel, but yours pops up, right?
right, yes.
Okay,
YouTube
good.
pushes the shorts in an entirely different way. That's why if
Right.
you look at my Now It's Dark channel, you don't even
Hmm.
see the shorts at all. I
Hmm.
don't even promote them on my channel because they're not horror. Even,
Hmm.
they're scratcher,
Hmm.
which is actually going to stay on this channel because it's too lucrative for me to divert to one of the other two channels. So the
Hmm.
scratching streams are actually going to stay on Now It's Dark. Actually, I meant to say that earlier, but yeah. Hey, what do you know about the concert last night at the Armory? That there was the person killed. Like there was a panic, and they all got people got trampled trying to escape the.
So Taryn actually went.
Oh, she was there.
She and a young lady that I used to work with, they went. Um, there were three of them, and they all went together. But she told me that during the actual concert, because she didn't see any of this, because she said during the actual concert there were people that were passing out that were looking like they had overdosing on something, or taken too much of something, and she said they were literally carrying these people out, to get help. And but she left, like before any of this started, to get ahead to the car, and beat the traffic, up when all the concert was over. But she said some of this stuff was actually going on. And that's where the phone calls started to coming in to 911. The first calls were the initial calls were that people were passing out. They were appeared to be overdosed, and then they got dispatch calls. Maybe something must have fell and caused some loud sounds, because they started to get calls saying that there was shooting, but there wasn't any shooting at all.
Yeah,
Um, just a massive, a lot of panic. And but Terrence, she was home. I mean, before anything could have happened, she was back in the house.
wow,
She actually had
crazy.
gone to it. Yeah.
I'd like to say hello to EA Horror. EA Horror. There are two channels up in the pinned comment. Those are my other channels that are my my old new channels that I'm reinvigorating. So we are diverging Now It's Dark into franchise territory, and non horror related unboxings and gaming are going to go back to my original channel, the JLA member channel. And all the clown stuff is going to go to a completely clown dedicated channel. Uh, so I'm repurposing old channels that have already huge, uh, huge
Mhm.
subscriber counts on them.
Very strategic. I like that.
So yeah, I think it's going to work out. So what I'll do is Interweb Kaiju introduced me to looking up the game Slender Man,
Hmm.
which I did find. So I'm going to play that next week on this channel, and I will probably chat a lot about how the next type streams like those will go to the JLA member channel. Um, I'll still do unboxing on this channel, but it'll be the horror stuff. Oh, you know what else is going to go to the JLA member channel? All the Disney stuff. anything Disney, even the Hocus Pocus.
Focus.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of mixed. Hocus Pocus is horror too, kind of, but I think I'm just going to move all the Disney, all the comic book stuff back to my original channel. It'll actually
Yeah.
just be like, all right, thank you, EA. Because yeah, I'll subscribe from those channels to yours if I haven't already. Because I still used those channels even though there was no content. I still would subscribe to people to help get their subscriber counts up. So,
Yeah.
and then everything is gonna. This is still home base, so everything still is gonna filter through this channel. All of my contact information for all three channels is going to be the same one content, and I will post on community tab updates on this channel and the other ones. All the channels will have each other linked to themselves. The Buy Me a Coffee Instagram links, the Teespring link, and the Facebook link will all be the same for all three channels. So I just have to map it all out on the big calendar. And I'm
Yeah.
color coding. The calendar will be color coded. Cracky will be green. Now It's Dark will be appropriately red. And the JLA member channel will be blue, superhero colors. So it's exciting.
That is. And you,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. I have to
So
get like you.
you are doing tonight American Mary.
Our little lady there.
Are you at a point where you're
Let's
kind of
see.
ready to do it, or do you need a few minutes?
Let's get my glasses on.
You are
Where are my
you're
notes?
lagging just slightly a little bit.
A little bit.
Um, so let's give it a second or two. I'm writing down to remember to check out EA Horror with the other two channels. So yeah, don't be weirded out if you get comments. This applies to anybody who may be just listening in the background or watching a replay. So if you see Cracky the Clown or JLA member channel leaving comments that seem a little bit too like the person is too familiar with your channel, it's because it'll be me. I may even reference myself, like Now It's Dark sent me over to show support or whatever. So it's a good growth opportunity for a bunch of people. I don't need the subs on those other because they've already got the old ones. But it'll be a matter of building the watch hours. So that'll be another beast to conquer, maybe having two or even three channels monetized at the same time. Yeah, I seem like I'm on top of things. That's the appearance, anyways. I do have my mental breakdowns though. I don't know, like yesterday morning before I did my scratch off stream, I don't know. I was in such a funk. I was crying, everything, and I was trying to talk to Bailey, and sometimes just speaking out loud starts making me cry. So when I get like in this weird depressed mood or whatever, I don't even know how to describe it.
Oh, honey.
I think that I've got it contained and I think I'm past it. So then I'll go try to talk. Even at work, it'll happen once in a great while. Not lately, but so I went to go finalize plans with Bailey for our shopping today. And as soon as I opened my mouth to start talking, I my voice cracked and I started crying. And she was like, "Oh no, what's happening?" I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. I'll be back." So I cried a little bit more, and then I went back to her, and everything was fine. And then I did my scratch off stream, and everything was really good. I did a 3 hour scratch off stream, and only won $49. And then today I scratched one $2 ticket, and because it had the word clown in it,
I
That's
know.
a $50 card right
That's a
there.
sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I don't. That is true. Like there is the seasonal affective disorder. Like I'm not going to blame mine on the weather, but it's just I think I was overdue for it because I've been so I know my mental health pretty well now that I know that I do these ebbs and flows. So it's like this wavelength. If it was one of those electronic
Mhm.
medical
Mhm.
monitors, you know,
Mhm.
there's never a flat line, which I suppose is good because that would mean I'm dead. But that
Mhm.
day will happen whenever. So sometimes you get like these big blips and little blips. And so I've been like on this up, 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 up blip. So I was bound to have like a little dip. So I had my little dip and I'm back on track because I got sidetracked. So a lot of my mental health is managed by distracting myself with these big projects. So if doing this little project of rebranding the other two channels back to life and having my threesome of channels again,
Mhm.
if it
Mhm.
does nothing more than keep me busy enough to not slide or
Mhm.
dip into whatever
Mhm.
weird funk. I'm also looking very forward to vacation. That's coming soon. And we're gonna have to get together for lunch.
Yes.
Maybe Bailey was asking because I usually go to Red Robin for my birthday because they do the free birthday burger thing.
Mhm.
Maybe we can have you go too. That's
Sure.
you met the kids for the first time at Red Robin.
Yes, I did.
All right, so maybe we'll
I
let me write that
did.
down.
Yes, I got to sit next to Mitchell.
Intro. Oh wait, I'm not introducing you to them. Why did I start writing intro? Uh, B Day
It seems like it'll be, it's like, yeah.
Pam and kids. They'll probably get annoyed with it, but um, so I have this Jenna Ortega fixation. Like I'm very much looking forward to Scream. I've been really trying to contain my excitement. I'm not watching too much of it. I haven't been rewatching the trailers too much. But I just found out a movie that's on my watch list. I just never get around to watching it. Is
Hmm.
a movie called Studio 666,
Hmm.
and it's from I think he was in the Foo or is in the Foo Fighters. Probably somebody in chat who knows better. David Grohl from I think Foo Fighters is in this movie. I'm not even really 100% sure what the theme of the movie is. It's a horror movie, but I guess Jenna Ortega is in it. I didn't know that. So now that movie just jumped right up the watch list. So
Yeah, she,
I have to watch this. I think she's so fun. Foo Fighters is Studio 666. Okay. I
that's
think
how I feel about the guy from The Collector. I can
yeah.
watch anything he's in.
I forgot to tell you that I did finally see The Collector.
Yes,
I finally saw it. It's
yes,
really it's out there. It's a good movie. It's
yes.
not bad. I it was like how I expected it to be from your review of it. Um,
It almost makes you say, you know what? I can see why they would like to study the brain or, the person, that did. I could see what, like, it's hard. It's some people. Like we're in a group. We're in a community right here on your channel where I can say it was brilliant the way he set up all that stuff, and no one will say, "Oh my God, that's horrible." I thought it was pretty brilliant, and in it, even in the sequel, it just became even more like, oh my gosh. it, it makes you want to think like, what would you do if you were in there in that situation?
I
Oh,
love movies that do that, like put
that
you
make
in that.
yes,
What would you
yeah.
do?
Mhm.
I make a
Mhm.
point when I'm doing movie reviews. I write that down. Like this is a what would you do moment movie.
Yeah.
Um, like Knock at the Cabin became one of those movies that I didn't know it was going to be like that
Mm-hmm.
because I really had little interest in it, but I'm glad that I watched it. But
Mm-hmm.
Knock at the Cabin, if you haven't watched it, try to find it. Um,
Yeah. It looks so interesting.
it
It
really
really does.
does. I was really happy that I did watch it, and I almost didn't. And then there's other movies like Infinity Pool, and then I just watched a movie on Shutter called A Spoonful of Sugar, and those aren't what would you do
Sounds interesting.
kind of movies, but
Yeah.
they're like another whole genre of horror that I love. They're more thriller, they're more mystery thriller, but there's like this sexual theme and like this like
Mm-hmm.
I've never done drugs, so I don't have the experience to compare like the film version of what it is somebody taking LSD, which was
Right.
what was
Right.
in the spoonful of sugar. Like I don't know the effects that LSD has on anyone from
Right.
personal experience, but through the movie, so I don't know like the sexual fantasy aspect of does LSD enhance that or make things really crazy. But that movie was like a slow burn, but there was definitely some crazy sexual stuff going on and some
Mm-hmm.
other weird things. It had this annoying screaming kid in it that really reminded me of the Babadook. Like that kid, the screaming kid. Have you ever
Oh
seen
yeah.
Babadook?
It's a lot of times the kids love
Oh my gosh,
that.
that kid was so annoying. I was like, could the mom just kill that kid already? And that kind of happens in this movie, and like it's so I gotta review. I don't want to talk too much more about it because I'm going to spoil my review. But let's get to
Yes.
your review.
Oh
Let's get
gosh.
to your long-awaited.
I think the aunt wanted to just choke him in the movie. Oh gosh. It
All
was,
right.
yeah.
So you know how I do this. I will drop out. I will play your intro. There's usually a couple of second delay because you're watching the intro and then you just do your thing. I'll be muted off camera, and then uh, if chat happens, I won't put it on the screen, and then your interview will get cut out of this live stream, and it will post on Friday the 10th, and it will go into your playlist. So I will drop out.
All right. American Mary. And this movie was directed, it was written and produced by the Twisted Twin sisters, Jen and Sylvia Soska, which was, for me, it was released, oh, sorry, in 2012. And this is a young lady who was a medical student, Mary Mason, who is kind of lured into this underworld of performing body modification um, for money. This young lady was desperate for money for school. I would say Mary Mason is played by Catherine Isabel, a very beautiful actress, and she is a medical student who is pretty good at what she does, and has a professor, I would say, who, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, because this is, for me, it's a good movie and it has a lot of intense parts to it. So if you haven't seen it, I will not spoil it for you. But Mary Mason is a medical student who is down and out on her luck, actually, for money to pay off loans, her rent, and other things that she's getting phone calls for. And lo and behold, goes out on an interview um, for a job, and during the middle of the interview of the job, she gets offered um, $5,000 to perform, um, I guess, some life saving medical procedures for a gentleman that had come in to this place of business. And once she did that, it just opened the door, um, or the Pandora's box, to an underworld of people who would pay her for her services. At the same time, she got to do things that she wasn't able to do just yet in the real world, in the medical field. And she found herself being taken advantage of by this professor. And this is where our movie becomes a little darker than it had already started out to be, with doing these unusual, I would say, kind of, I don't even know if backdoor is the word or basement is the word, but she was doing these things in her home. She had a little studio put together, and then at one point, she meets a very interesting character, um, Beatrice, who has looks like she spent pretty much a lot of money to make herself look like Betty Boop. And she has a very dear friend who has also spent quite a bit of money on changing her look to be a doll, and wanted to go even further with this. So once she performed these medical services on the gentleman in at her interview, she was referred to Beatrice. And Beatrice is a very strange, quirky character who you will grow to enjoy. Her voice and just her character in general, because she's a very good friend of this person who wants to have all of these things done. And she reaches out, and represents her friend, and lets her know, that she has someone interested in body modification, and she's heard about her, and that they were willing to offer her, lots of money, even $200, just to even hear her out. And so she meets this person, and this person tells her what she would like to have done, um, and the procedure was performed. And that particular procedure, and that particular person that she performed this on, um, will later come back towards at the end, and eventually have a big effect on Mary Mason's actual well-being. And we'll fast forward a little bit to not spoil anything. Once she performed these procedures on this person, it just began to be one knock after the other on the door or the phone for her to perform these very different and outrageous kind of body modifications on men and women. And the directors and writers themselves were actually in the movies, Twin 1 and Twin 2, and they wanted some, actually, a strange body modification, because they wanted to be with each other at all times, and be as one. Um, so without spoiling it, I won't even give up anyone's body modification request, um, because I want you to see it, and I want you to be just as curious and just as on the edge of your seat, like what could happen next, like what body modification would come in to this. But at the same time this is going on, Mary Mason is invited to a party by her professor, and there are other of his colleagues that are there. And at this party, she was taken advantage of. And the professor is not aware of what she is doing in her spare time, um, practicing her surgical techniques. She has been becoming very good at what she is doing as well. And it being in the dark world, she is kind of developing this numbness, this darkness about herself. So she was not aware of him being the person that he was when she was invited to this party. She goes, and some things happen to Mary that was very traumatizing. And I think at that moment in the movie, it changed her. It changed her entire being. And once that happened, she became even more into this dark underworld, to the point where she actually gets a little revenge on this professor. And I won't even reveal any of that. She gets revenge on this professor. Um, and there becomes an investigation because he becomes missing. And then we have the detective that comes to look to speak with her because he has discovered that this professor and some of his colleagues have been taking advantage of some of the young medical students that they have been inviting to these parties. And he's investigating her, but at the same time wants to know, if she was ever one of those girls that this happened to. And if so, he could help her and also to let her know that this was being videotaped. Um, and once she heard this, I think that was what really took her into the next level of things that she was planning or going to do to her professor. And it really surprised me because I did not know that in the beginning that this would turn out to be, I'm not sure. To some, it may be, would use the words gruesome, but to some, I would even say it would take you back to I Spit on Your Grave a little bit with the revenge that she does, the things that she does to get back at this professor. But when she performed, I'm going to fast forward, as she performs the body modification on this young lady that Beatrice introduces her, she actually does this service for her in a veterinarian's office. Her niece is the receptionist, and they are able to use the operating room after hours. And she has a very satisfied customer. Um, as far as she knew, everything that was requested was performed. And we see her getting a referral of people. And now we are getting towards the end of our movie. Fast forwarding without giving any good spoilers. Um, this patient, this young lady, Beatrice's friend, she has a boyfriend, a husband, and he has been gone away. And she is a fashion designer, Ruby Dream Girl. And she has done this body modification, and he comes home and he's expecting, to see her and be with her, intimately. He has missed her and he wants to be with her, and she wants to show him everything that she has had done, because to her she feels complete, and this is her life stream. This is what she has worked on. And when she reveals herself, he becomes very enraged and he wants to know who did this. And he goes through a series, of upsets and anger, and takes things out on Beatrice, because he wants to know who modified, his Ruby Dream, his Ruby Real Girl, you know, like what happened, who did this, why did you do this? And this actually um, caused Mary Mason quite a bit of grief, without spoiling it to say anything else about what happened to Mary Mason. But American Mary um, is another good. It's a good watch. It's a great cast. And I would say Jen and Sylvia, I have seen doing my research on who did the movie, have been deemed the Twisted Twins. And I would say they definitely are Twisted Twins, to have written, directed, and produced this movie. And they also were acting in this movie. And hopefully we'll get to see more of them. Hope, or if they have done something, someone let me know what it is so I can watch it, and maybe do a review on that as well. But American Mary, Catherine Isabel, great actress, and there were a lot of body modifications that I didn't know existed. So you'll get to see a lot of that as well. So if you haven't got a chance to watch it, it's a horror thriller. American Mary, released in 2012. And thank you, Jim, for letting me review this tonight. I had a great time watching it. I really did.
I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, that's good. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Uh, and
There's a lot of beautiful ladies in there.
oh, is there?
Yeah.
I wasn't not familiar with.
I didn't see them.
Yeah,
I'd say the
there's.
twins. I'd say the twins. Like, what if you met the twins in person? Like, what if you got to interview those two ladies?
I would be in trouble.
Yeah,
Um,
double the trouble.
yeah, I'm. So that's the Soska
Yeah.
sisters. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
I follow them on Instagram.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to follow them on Instagram.
That's why I said, like, I, 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 I have. I would say been a more than a fan of horror. Like, I would say that's just been a part of me, my life. Like, from a small girl, and
Yeah,
I there's some things that we have, movies or things that we haven't heard of, because we're sometimes I'm I might get to where I'm really focused on like serial killer, slasher, or like yeah, and I'll be searching and looking for certain things, or like you'll say, I may be in the mood for clowns and I'm searching for that, but I had never, and this is, I liked it.
Are, who is never in the mood for clowns? Like
I know, I know.
that's all the time, right?
I know. I
I
do. I'll
am.
go through and build my list by watching trailers and looking at stuff. And yeah,
I'm looking for.
what else has
So
she been in?
typically at this point, I would ask you, what are you going to review next week? But we won't be doing our
Yes,
traditional um,
because it's going to be Oscar night,
show.
right?
Yeah, it'll be the Oscars. We'll be on much earlier. I know I have a thumbnail for it, but I must have. I accidentally delete so many things. I never empty my recycle bin, so I just have to go into the recycle bin. Um, Gosh darn it! And then I just have, yeah. So oh man, what's going on here?
No wonder she looked familiar, Jim. I didn't know she was the young lady from Ginger Snaps. That's one of Terrence's favorites.
Say that again.
I didn't realize she was the girl from Ginger Snaps. Her face, I kept saying,
Oh
who's she?
yeah, yeah,
Where'd
yeah.
I see her? Where'd I see her? That's like Terrence, one of her favorites. Those were, she was that girl, that tween, that teen, that like that type. Yeah, I saw her growing into me. I said, "Yep, she's got it."
EA Horror is saying The Eyes of My Mother is a great watch too, and that's true. Actually, EA Horror had recommended that
It
a
sounds
while
good.
ago to me, and I loved it. I didn't find the thumbnail I was looking for, but I found this. That's the screaming kid from Spoonful of Sugar. Like that just screams the same kid from The Babadook. Like I had to
Yes.
double check. I was like,
Yes.
is that the same kid from the Babadook? He would be older though. Um, but yeah, so um, I know that Nanette is here. She just popped in. I don't want to forget to verbally say hello to her. Um, she may not have heard the news about Cracky getting his own channel. So, Nanette, the pinned comments are two channels. The JLA member channel and Cracky the Clown. So, I'm going to be uh, using my two old channels again. So, I'm going to be doing a threesome of channels, all under the Row 18 Plot 20 umbrella. And all the clown stuff is going to go to the Crack of the Clown channel, including the Boglin and the Snickers and the Saturday Morning Circus clown movie reviews. And then over here, we got the gaming, the Disney, the superhero and villain, Marvel DC comic book stuff, to the missing thumb. What the heck? This guy should be sleeping, first of all. Thank you for the $2 super chat. You're such a dork.
How'd you like a mouthful of teeth?
Oh, and hostile, too. Nice personality combination. Hostile and intolerant. That's borderline criminal.
Well, thank you, F-Lee Butthole.
My favorite. That's Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
It might be. I don't know if I've ever seen that movie, to be honest. I am gonna probably piss a whole bunch of people off. I'm not a John Candy fan. Wasn't
No.
Steve Martin? I am.
Yes.
But John Candy, I would never was.
Yeah.
James, thank you so much. You are very generous. Too much.
It was hilarious, though.
So I want to reply to have I seen A Cure for Wellness? That does sound, for some reason, very familiar. A Cure
For Wellness.
for Wellness. Is that a period piece where they have a girl in a room? No, I'm thinking of a different movie. I was going to say, and it's like she's possessed. I'm going to have to look it up now. Let's see. A Cure for Wellness. 2016. No, yeah. I think I guess that's a TV series too. A Cure for Wellness, 2016. An ambitious young executive is sent to retrieve his company's CEO from an idyllic but mysterious wellness center. A remote location in Swiss Alps, but soon suspects the spa treatments are not what they seem. Oh, the images do look familiar though.
I've never seen that. It's of my mother.
I don't think I've seen it, but I'm definitely familiar with it. Mia Goth is in it, yeah. And Dane DeHaan. That might have to make it to the list. If it looks extremely familiar. Like that sanatorium looks really familiar, and it is set in the past. And Mia Goth is in it, so she must be. She's in a bathtub with a whole bunch of looks like leeches or something. I'm gonna probably check that out. Huh. I like John Candy, Jim, but it doesn't upset me that you that you do, you can like whoever you want. Yeah. Do I remember the Eels? Yeah, I don't know that I've seen it, but I think I'm familiar with it though.
Chevy Chase, I think. You like Chevy Chase?
I liked Chevy Chase. I don't know that I like him now
Oh
though.
my God.
Um, so he's gotten weird. I liked him when he was, I don't know, a lot of those SNL actors. Um, they didn't like Martin Short, Steve Martin. They never have really changed their character. They don't seem to have ever gotten like angry, if that makes sense. But Chevy Chase went through a time when he seemed to be like very bitter. And I think that turned me off. Yeah, see, E.A. Horace saying, everyone says he's so rude. And I
Oh,
get that vibe when I've seen him, but I just rewatched a movie because it was on. When I'm channel surfing, sometimes I just, whatever it lands on, and
mm-hmm.
Three Amigos was on. And that's a great, funny movie that should have had a sequel. Like, that should have been a franchise comedy film for the three of
Yeah.
them. And Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez, I think, they have a
Mhm.
series on one of the streaming channels that looks relatively interesting.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't find that stupid thumbnail. It's really bothering me. What happens is I have like 1,000 folders um, for all the different things that we do. And I don't save the videos that I film because they take up too much space on the hard drive, but I save the thumbnails to be somewhat of a reminder of what we've done. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I would have normally muted for that. But I don't. Well, it's on the channel. I mean, it's on. It's in the queued up 80s and 90s. Yeah, 70s, 80s, 90s. Um, so we have the. I can do it. I'm going to do it this way. Watch this. Let's see if I can. That.
Oh
There we are.
yeah.
Jim and Pam, the Oscars live watch party in 5 days.
Well, hopefully no one will get slapped on this.
Who's,
Hopefully, well, Will Smith isn't invited anymore, so he's been banned for like 10 years. So
yeah,
he won't be slapping anybody this time. I just still don't believe it wasn't planned. I just really don't. Because Chris Rock, like
conspiracy.
I've seen him. He's on something stand up just the other day, and he's like, it's jokes about it, just jokes about it.
Well, he's a comedian,
I
Pam.
can't remember, but yeah. I mean, at this point, like first it was all the anger, and I'm like, come on, just write it into something. It just didn't seem real anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's real. I went back and
Yeah,
forth. I started buying into the conspiracy and the
because
photoshopped photos that made it look like Chris Rock had some sort of a pad on his cheek. Um, I think it was real because Will Smith is a good actor, but he was genuinely looking very angry. Um,
yeah,
so I don't know. Like, why would you risk unless the Oscar, the
yeah,
Academy would have had to know about it in advance, and the producers of the
right,
show would have had to know about it in advance.
right,
They they did not know what was going on, and they didn't know how to deal with it. In my opinion, 10 years is lenient. He should have been booted from the entire academy.
Yeah.
And I like Will Smith, but that blew me away.
Yeah.
Yes, EA Horror has it nailed. I think Jada is
But
the kind of woman
and
that
then
I
she
would be
goes on.
attracted to. I think
But
she's the kind of
she's a
woman.
cold-hearted person. She has no heart. She didn't even. She didn't even care. She went on to say that, she wished, I mean, he had never done that
Yeah.
because as far as saying that it was for her, because, and then she's going on. She wanted to.
I find her. She would be able to seduce me in seconds. And I'm not even like physically attracted to her. I think she could mind F me so quick that I would go up on stage and slap somebody.
That's what she did to Will.
I think so.
Because she didn't even say anything. She was laughing when it first happened, and he was laughing, and then she gave him that look like.
Yeah, and then he realized she did some little voodoo. She looked at him with those voodoo eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, A Cure for Wellness. I'm going to put that on the list. I may or may not have seen that already. It definitely looks very familiar, but I can't recall if I saw it. At any rate, it looks like it deserves a rewatch. I have to.
A Cure for Wellness?
Yeah, after tonight's show, I have to maybe watch one more movie and then film some reviews and try to figure out, like, I have stuff ready to go for the Oscars event, but what I'm going to do is present. I'll give you an example so you know what to expect, because unfortunately, once my work week starts, I get exhausted super early, and I try not to message you too. Oh, I found the thumbnail. It was in the folder called, guess what? The Oscars. Go figure. The one folder I didn't look in was called the Oscars. There's our thumbnail. And what will happen is it won't show up on screen like this, but I have all of the categories, best actors, all the nominated people.
Oh, wow.
So what it'll actually look like, there's a way. I haven't learned how to do it yet. Let's see if I can figure it out right now. Let me see. Oh, I guess I don't know how I'm going to do it. Maybe it will have to be done that way. Well, I'm not going to try to figure it out now. But yeah, so best actor is Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell, The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal, Aftersun, and Bill Nye, the Science Guy, for Living. And then what we can do is, because we can't broadcast the actual Oscars and we can't even do the audio, so we'll be doing our own little commentary, and if people choose to watch along with it, that will be fun. But we could do our own little picks. We'll have to be fast though, because once they're presenting,
can you show trailers of the movies that they're nominated for?
I'm not gonna mess with trailers anymore now that I'm monetized, because when we did that Super Bowl commercial review live stream, the Warner Brothers trailers got me pinned down, and it hurts the monetization, so I had to cut them out of the replay, out of the show. The Horror Man popped into the stream. So I think that's going to be it for tonight.
This looks good though. This Cure
So
for Wellness. Thank you.
yeah, just a little recap. So if people start seeing me active on my old channels, it's going to be because they are being repurposed and re-energized. So now it's dark. The horror channel will go back to being streamlined into just the horror, and all of that gaming and comic book stuff and Disney stuff that kind of started to filter its way into here is going to be still happening, but on my JLA member channel, my OG 16-year-old channel will be back in action. And then the Cracky the Clown will look much better than this ridiculous costume. Cracky will be doing his own channel, and hopefully I'll get to do the that interview with Cussy.
Yeah.
Cussy.
Yes. Yes. That is
Whoops.
going to be awesome.
I want to show her off again because I really hope she. I'm sorry, there's not enough.
There's even a definition of her name. I when I looked her up, I was like, where's the name come from? Oh,
there's just I need to be liking a lot more of her photos. Look, she's a nurse, a cowgirl. She's
Taryn
a little
has her hair that way right now.
elf in pigtails.
That color, that length. She went to the concert similar to that last night.
Look at, she's got a cream pie. She's got a little squishmallow back there. Oh my gosh, I'm in for. She looks like Wendy from Wendy's. Jeez,
I know.
She looks like Ronald. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna have an interesting night ahead. It's a clown. Yeah, so you might have missed it, Erica. I was saying that for the longest time on the channel, I've been trying to get interviews lined up with women, girls that do clown stuff, and I wasn't having any luck. And then the whole idea to give Cracky his own channel, kind of like I did 30 years ago when I did cable access TV, she happened to be one of the clown girls that responded. So I've got an interview in the works with Clussy. Very excited, if you can't already tell. I'm guessing this is what I'm going to look like for most of the interview.
Boner alert.
Boner alert. Yeah. And that'll be me too. I'll be like,
you'll have to. Yeah. Oh, art.
So, anyways, so for everybody, if you see new subscribers to your channel, that is Cracky the Clown and the JLA member channel. Those are me. I will leave comments when I subscribe to you guys. If you want to subscribe back, I will appreciate it. And again, when I do live streams on those other channels, they already have subscribers. Like the Crack the Clown channel already has 2.8K subscribers, and JLA member already has over 1K. So there's a whole new audience potentially for all of you to interact with and make connections and networking. So you're potentially going to be able to grab some extra subscribers. At minimum, you're going to get my other two channels if they're not already subscribed, because I already did subscribe to a lot of channels with those channels already. But I'm excited about it. And the JLA member channel will start having things posting like soon. The Crack of the Clown channel is going to be a little bit more work because I want to build up a library of videos in advance. So what my plan is to do is like these 8-hour days on my days off where I put on the clown makeup once it gets here, because I didn't like the clown makeup I used on Saturday night. So I got some of the higher end stuff in a whole new costume.
Yeah.
Once I get that, I will put it all on and film like 10 or 12 videos, knock out a whole bunch of videos to have a little library, and then I'll slowly start uploading those all. And we'll go from there. But I'll keep everybody posted. Like I said, it's all going to still be under Now It's Dark is the parent company, and then those other two are the little subsidiaries.
Okay.
And we'll figure out ways to integrate you into the fold, Pamela. But you're always going to be on this channel for sure. I mean, your picture is on the banner, for gosh darn sake, and you've got your own playlist. So yeah. What else? Anything else before we go, Pam? We'll make birthday plans too. It'll be that first week of April, so we'll have to figure out, like, it'll have to be during a school week, right? So you don't have to worry about the kids, or you'll have to let me know what days you are best available, and then I'll have to get with Mitchell.
I will just buy everyone a little red balloon and I'll let them float.
There we go.
I'll get Art to come and watch the kids.
Okay.
I think they'll be pretty.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll call it a night. We actually went.
Yes.
I was thinking it was going to be a 1.5 hour stream, but it was almost full 2 hours. So
Yes.
Thank you.
8 minutes.
Whoops. I hate that the StreamYard chat pops up so much slower. Thank you, Erica. And yeah, so I subscribe to you on the other two channels. So put the notification bell on for those other two channels, everybody. And I guess that's going to be it.
Yes. Are you going to the parade Saturday?
I have to work, so I'll be.
Okay.
That's the sucky part about this overnight. Oh, so actually, something interesting. So while we were shopping today at Webster, I bumped into a girl who's one of the assistant managers there, who used to be a part-time sales associate for me back when I was an assistant manager. So there's a possibility. She said she would happily take Bailey and I to the Webster store if we ever get to that point in the Irondequoit store, which honestly we're just about at.
Yeah.
So we might transfer to the Webster store. So I'm not sure. It's tempting, to say the least.
It is.
And everybody's saying goodnight, and thank you, Pam, for the review.
Good night, Jim.
And
good night, everybody.
We will see everybody later. Good night.